are back to Football 101. You are back to Football 101 2024, the YouTube show featuring your host, The Beetle. That's right, The Beetle. I keep on bringing it. Former defensive back, wide receiver, way back in the day. Yes, defensive back, Xenia, Ohio, 74-75. Defensive back, Miami University of Ohio. That's right, special teams, walk-on, scout team player. And yes, I eventually saw action, 79 and 80. Love the Miami Redhawks. Love the Xenia Buccaneers. So I bring that mentality from Ohio. That's right, from Ohio, the Buckeye State. To this evaluation, my final evaluation of the AFC team, the New England Patriots. That's right, the New England Patriots. Wow. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna figure it out. But New England Patriots, thank you, Insight. And I've been watching how they're performing during training camp, preseason, and the preseason just finished. And the New England Patriots, at the timing of the taping of the film, just 3 hours ago, they named Jacoby Brissett the starter on their team. Jacoby Brissett, the veteran QB, was just named starter for the New England Patriots for their opening game, after the competitive battle between Jacoby Brissett and Drake Mayo, their draft pick, their draft pick from North Carolina. Jacoby Brissett gets the nod, and I'll get to that in just a second. So that just happened less than 3 hours ago, and from the taping of the show, the head coach for New England Patriots, new first-year head coach, Gerard Mayo, former Patriot player, former linebacker, really nice guy. He's a player's guy. He's a nice guy. He's a chunky bear. You just like to jaw with him every now and then, because he's kind of laid back. He's kind of just in his own style. He's not intimidating. He's just a nice guy, humble guy. And Robert Kraft made the decision to hire Gerard Mayo when they could have hired other coaches, but he wanted to keep it in-house with the New England Patriot tradition. And their offensive coordinator, I'm going to get back to that, back to Gerard Mayo, Alex Van Pelt, and their defensive coordinator is DeMarcus Covington. Now, I don't know what Robert Kraft is thinking about. He always tried to make money. Obviously, he can underpay Gerard Mayo, and I'm sure he is given a nice salary. But for a first-year head coach, he's looking at the numbers. Now, let me give a shout out. I'm gonna get there, y'all. Let me give a shout out to WEEI Boston Original, the Greg Hill Show, doing a great job. They were debating who should be in the Greg Hill Show, who should be the #1 QB. It was way too much discussion, just way too much discussion about the #1 QB. Yes, Drake Mayo may have outplayed Jacoby Brissett, but come on, Jacoby Brissett been in the league for a nice long time, many times as backup, also starter. He's in his 9th year out of NC State. He's 6'4", 235. Yes, he's not the most fleet of foot, but he's a veteran quarterback, and so I think that was really the reason why they went with Jacoby Brissett. Again, way too much stuff going on. Let me give another shout out to another organization, Patriots Press Pass by Tyler Kiley and Mike Kano. Again, they are talking way too much about the starting quarterback. Why? Because, let me just say this. I don't know anybody else on this team. I didn't even know who the running back was. Ramonde Stevenson. Let me just say also, I get a lot of information. I'm going to read from Lindsay Sport. Lindsay Sport is outstanding, by the way. I always get my Lindsay Sport magazine. So again, a lot of discussion on Jacoby Brissett. The running backs, Van Pelt likes to lead with the run, which means Stevenson should once again be a prominent role. Ezekiel Elliott is gone. He led with the team in carries, but the veteran returned to Dallas in free agency. So I don't know who they have backing up at running back. Matter of fact, they don't talk about the running backs as much, but they're going to be running back heavy. They're going to be tight end heavy because they got, again, they short dump off passes. But again, they got more tight ends than anything. Looks like Hunter Henry will be the starting tight end. They have Austin Hooper. I think Hooper came from Miami. And so they also have LaMichael Petaway. They also have Mitchell Wilcox. I kid you not. And so they're tight end heavy. And the wide receiver, they have a rookie, Jalen Polk from Washington. He's a solid wide receiver. He's a great addition. Again, I'm not familiar with the rest of the line. And I'm not going to beat around the bush. Beat around the bush with the New England Patriots. And let me just get to the essence of and their linebackers, inside linebackers, Bentley, and oh, by the way, they just let go Matthew Judon. Judon signed with the Atlanta Falcons. I believe that was Atlanta Falcons. He's gone, so they lost Judon and their big pass rusher slash linebacker. And their secondary, Patriots will be happy to have Christian Gonzalez. Now, he's a solid upper tier defensive back. He just got to be more physical. I was surprised that Christian Gonzalez he's from the West Coast. He's not as physical. He has to get harder. He has to be in the face of these wide receivers. He's a long guy. He's a tall defensive back, and I really like his profile. He's 6'1", 205. Yeah, second year out of Oregon. He has fluid motion, great technique, but I just want him to be more physical. They do have a good safety in Jabril Peppers from Michigan. He brings the pain, but again, there's so many holes on this team, and I'm going to get back to the head coach right now, Gerard Mayo. Nice guy. They're trying to change a new direction for the New England Patriots after, winning their Super Bowls for decades, being in the championship for decades. And yes, the Beatle was a Patriots fan when Brady was there and the boys were there. Ty Law was there. Oh, my boy Ty Law. All my boys were there bringing the pain. Ty Law, my boy. The defense was stellar back in the day. Okay, and then even with they started featuring when Gronk came along, the offense beefed up even more. But when Brady left, Belichick didn't know what to do. So, y'all know how my feeling is about the head coach, Belichick. He got lucky. He got lucky. And, again, that mentality, and I got used to Belichick when he was in Cleveland. Okay, come on. But his days were numbered when Brady left. When Brady left, the GOAT left, and the coach had no new news. And Belichick will be seen on TV all the time now. But believe me, Belichick will be back in the league next year with the new team. With the new team, yes, I'm calling it out. Belichick will be with the new team next year. He was highly touted by Atlanta Falcons, but they didn't go in that direction. And see, the Patriots spent so much time trying to groom Mac Jones. They said Mac Jones gonna be the next Brady. It didn't work out. It didn't work out. So now they got their hopes and dreams. But after Jacoby Brissett and Drake May, and I like Drake May. He's a nice young quarterback, great arm, but he just doesn't have near enough talent on this team. There is depleted of, and the usually able to plug and play. But with Jerome Mayo, I don't know. I don't know his coaching philosophy. I don't know. I just know he's a nice guy. He doesn't come off as intimidating. During the practice, let me just say my notes really about him seems a little lost and too much of a former player. He's too buddy with the players because he's a former player of the New England Patriots, and he's a former linebacker, but he just seemed trying to feel his way through how to be a head coach. First, trying to feel his way through be a head coach. That just gives you preseason and training camp and preseason, but when the season starts, and after they had a poor year last year, the New England fans, diehard fans, Boston fans, they're a city of champions. Their basketball team, Boston Celtics, just won a championship. So, and they're used to having championship parades in downtown Boston in their Duckmobiles, the Duckmobile. Well, guess what? There's no championship coming their way in football for quite some time. It's gonna be a dry spell, maybe for a decade or so. But looking at their again, that's the reality, and I think most Patriots fans have come to that reality. They're being nice, but again, they expect championships. It's hard. Yes, they invited Brady back to honor him and all this other stuff. And Brady's on to broadcasting on play-by-play on Fox. And I heard that he's doing a good job. But Brady's going to do his thing. But, the Patriots, y'all have to get up. Oh, let me just say a quick, Patriots fans just got to get up off of, and turn the page from those years as champions. And the talent that was really there was exceptional. It wasn't like plug and play. Belichick has some very talented athletes on the team. Now, you look through the roster. Superstars are leaving right and left. the superstars are leaving right and left. They're not staying in New England because it gets cold. It gets cold up there during the wintertime. And again, a lot of players don't like to play on losing teams, particularly when it gets cold. Particularly when it gets cold. And they're not buying in that Patriot way. The only players buying into that Patriot way are former players. That's the reason why. That's the reason why Jerome Mayo, he can play along with it. But eventually, I like to see him step up in a different attitude. That might come in year 2 or 3. If he lasts the third year, I think he will last the third year. But on this first year, it's looking tough. It's looking really tough. And let me just tell you how tough it is for the New England Patriots. They start off with Cincinnati. At Cincinnati, that's a loss. Then they host Seattle. That's a loss. Then they go to New York. That's a loss. Then they go to San Fran. That's a loss. Then they host Miami. That's a loss. Then they host Houston. That's a loss. Then they go to Jacksonville. They play Jacksonville and London. That's a loss. Then they host the New York Jets. That's a loss. Then they go to Tennessee. That's a loss. Then they go to Chicago. That's a loss. Then they host the Rams. That's a loss. Then they go to Miami. That's a loss. Then they host Indianapolis. Well, that's a win. Then they go to Arizona. Arizona's much, they have a bye. Then they go to Arizona. East Coast teams don't do well on the West Coast. That's a loss. Then they go to Buffalo. That's a loss. Then they host the Chargers. That's a win. And then they host Buffalo. That's a loss. So how many wins? 2 wins. How many wins do I have? 1, 2. How many losses do I have? Oh my gosh. 15. My God, I just want to make sure. They are coming in with a 2-15 record. I want to do it live in my studio to show you. It's going to be that bad for the New England Patriots. 2-15. I'm telling you, it's going to be that bad. I appreciate all the hard work, the tradition of the New England Patriots, the championship years. But when it goes south on many teams, it really hits the bottom of the barrel. And this team has no direction. Has no. I just don't get a feel. And the locals feel they're masking and they even admit it. Their offensive line is just horrible. Their offensive line is just horrible. And when you don't have a defense, you don't have a pass rush, you don't have any solid linebackers. You have one superstar DB, and you're throwing to tight ends You're throwing the tight ends for offense and running the ball. Now talk about old school. That's old school. I know old school. I'm old school, but I changed with the times. That ain't cutting in this NFL in 2024. That old school game, it ain't cutting it. So I'm just telling it like it is, y'all. I just say, and I was a diehard Patriots fan. Seriously. Yeah, wearing the Dolphins out. Seriously. Oh man. But now it's tough. It's deplorable. It's demeaning. Oh man. 2-15. Sitting in Gillette Stadium during November and watching your team lose to Buffalo in the last game. It's going to be when you see your team yes, win against but again lose against the Rams, lose again and again and again on your home field. It's not going to feel good at all, no matter how you slice it. I just hope Jerod Mayo can handle the press and the pressure. First year head coach. He's a nice guy. and just hate to see things happen and unfold. And I don't know if Robert Kraft is waiting for, spend money on a super duper experienced head coach in another 3 years, because Robert Kraft already did the numbers. In 3 years he's ready to spend goo gobs of money on probably an experienced head coach. How long this experiment gonna last, I don't know. Again, I feel for Gerard Mayo. I wish the brother well, but it's looking bad in New England. It's really looking bad. So that's what I say. That's what the Beatles said. There's no way other way to slice it, y'all. I'm not gonna stretch this out. Just try to make the show is done. I've cut the show right now because I have nothing else to say with regards to what was been presented in training camp, preseason, and the big news is that Jacoby Brissett will start the opening game against at Cincinnati. And Cincinnati, the Bengals, I'm from Ohio, will be bringing the pain, y'all. The Bengals will be bringing the pain. Okay, so again, I feel for Jacoby Brissett. He deserves to start, but don't get on him when things go south. It's not his. He's holding the fort for Drake May and holding down the fort. That's their window of opportunity to make Drake May. The future will be sooner than you think. They need to develop revenue, attention, notoriety, sell tickets, okay, sell jerseys. They want the fans to purchase the Drake May jersey and items, but for wins, I just don't see it, and it's sad. The Patriot way has hit a roadblock. I'm not gonna say it's hit a roadblock. It's hitting some potholes. It's hitting some potholes. That's all I have to say. I'm gonna stop it there because we could go sideways. But my chip on my shoulder is when they did not re-up Tom Brady and let him go to Tampa Bay, and then I was gone. I was no longer a fan. I was no longer a fan of New England Patriots when they let Robert Kraft let Brady go, and then next year, the following year with Tampa Bay, I was all on board with Tampa Bay, and Brady brought home a championship. That's what you do when you are the GOAT. What are you talking about? So the Beatle knows talent, and I just don't see that much talent on the Patriots team right now. So there you go. Time to finish it out. I'm done. Wrap. That's a wrap for the New England Patriots 2024 season. I just see them 2 wins, 15 losses. That's how I call it. That's how I see it. This is the NFL. It's tough. 53 men, people who made the 53 man, I feel for you. I'm happy for you. But there's a lot of brothers who just didn't make an NFL team. I feel for them. And it's tough. It's a tough time for a lot of players who just didn't make the NFL season. Stay strong. For those who didn't make it, you'll get your opportunity. And for all the New England Patriots fans, stay strong. But y'all deserve a better product on the field. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot of enthusiasm, but I just don't see it. Thank you very much. Let's